Hey, baby, what are you doing down here? You're supposed to be resting. Honey, honey. Couldn't sleep? I know. It's hard. It really is. Just brush these tears away. Oh, I didn't tell you to stop crying. If you need to cry, you cry. Loss is never easy, my dear. Never. All right, sit here. Why don't you sit here while I finish the laundry, okay? Loss is never easy. Never. I love your shirt. Your aunt loved you very much. Oh, honey, the one thing I've learned in my life is there's no right way to grieve, okay? There's your way, and it's not wrong, okay? Sometimes we're numb, and we like to be numb for a while. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay to be numb. Just know that you're gonna have to let those feelings in sometime. I know. It's hard. I know it is. But what else can we do, right? And you had a great relationship with her. Sometimes I think it's hard too when you don't have a good relationship with someone. You know, I lost someone and we hadn't spoken in years, and there's no going back to that now, you know? My shirt. But we come to terms with everything. That's the biggest thing we have to accept, is that we have to come to terms with our relationships. And it's okay. And those feelings that hurt you right now, my darling, let me tell you the truth, okay? They're gonna turn into warm memories, okay? And eventually, all the fights and all the arguments, they're gonna fade. They don't matter. And they don't matter to her now either. I don't know what you believe. I believe in heaven. I do. But I also believe that they're with us always. Always, always in our hearts. And you honor them by honoring their memory. How? I don't know. You have to come up with that way on your own, sweet pea. For me, I try to think of something good to come of it. I know this sounds silly, but when Grandma passed, I made it a point every Friday I buy coffee for the person behind me in the coffee line. I know it's silly, but for me, every time I do it, I'm honoring them, you know? And for Grandpa, my dad, it's silly, but every time I see a hot dog cart, I give a little silent "Hi, Dad," because he used to drive me to work, and we'd stop and we'd get. Yeah. And then, you know, I lost those babies. Well, our church has a beautiful monument to infants that died in their parents' wombs or arms. And every Sunday, Uncle Angel and I, we stop and we say a little, "Hi, kids." It's not sad. It used to be. It used to break me when we did it. Now it's a comfort. Maybe it's a habit, but it's a comfort. Something good came of it. I didn't have a good relationship with any of my grandparents. Any of them. So when they passed, it was hard because I mourned losing my grandparent, but I also mourned that whole what could have been, what should have been, what never will be. And you come to terms with that, you know? For me, especially people who have a hard time showing love, I know that from my belief and my faith, They are surrounded by the purest form of love right now, and they understand what love is. Now, maybe they're mourning what could have been too, but I believe that that love shines and it grows, and in their own way they're sending it to me. Same way I try to send it out now to people I love. You like my shirt? Be the reason someone smiles today. You know how much I like these kind of shirts. What about you, hun? What do you believe? I don't think we've ever had that discussion before. Do you think you're able to find a way through this? Oh, sweetie, sweetie, I know. Let it out. Let it out. It's okay. It's all right. Let it out. Tears are pain leaving the body. That's all. That's what I believe. I know, but you have great memories with her. Don't deny them. And oh, for God's sakes, don't rewrite history. I cannot stand when people do that. You lose the person when you make them a saint, you know? Oh, your aunt could be pushy. And she could be a tad judgmental too, I must say. We had some of our best discussions about that. I miss her too. I do. Nobody's ever going to be able to argue with me the way she could. What do you mean I'm being I am not being disrespectful. Not at all. I'm respecting the memory I had with her, and that's okay. For me, it's harder with the ones that I didn't get a resolve with, you know? I was lucky in a way. Both my parents knew they were passing, so we got to say all the things that needed saying, you know? We didn't resolve everything, but we let it go. We just let it go. I'll never forget, right after my dad, your grandpa, died, and I was at work, and remember, I worked with teens, yeah, and these two girls were there, and the one girl, her dad was giving her a really hard time about this guy she was seeing, and I was listening to them argue, and she looked at her friend, and she said, "Ugh, I wish he'd die." And I just about had a heart failure. And I walked over to her as nicely as I could, and I said, "Honey, take back those words. Because I promise you, when he does die, you will forget that he was a jerk, that he was strict, or that he looked out for you. But you will remember every single time you were a jerk to him." And it took me a long time to get past that, you know? So, oh, this is your shirt, not mine. Of course I don't mind doing the laundry for you. It's the least I can do, sweetie. You've had a really, really rough time of it. Oh, my shirt, it says back and body hurts. Isn't it fun? You know me, I love fun shirts. Well, judging by that t-shirt, so do you. What? Are you kidding me? Let's see, what does this one say? Blood stains are red, ultraviolet lights are blue. I watch enough murder shows, they'll never find you. What the hell is that? Yeah, your problem is you were born with my sense of humor. Is this yours or mine? The book was better. Oh, this is yours. Okay. But hun, try to find something good to come of this. Even if it's resolving to be the kind of aunt that she was to you. In some cases, people, think about it, some people have to do the, I'll be the parent you never were. you know, or I'll never do what you did. You're lucky you get to say, I'm going to be like you. I'm going to do the things you did, you know? You always have to clean the lint trap, honey. It's safer that way. Always, always. I know it's rough, babes. And I wish to God that I had magic words for you. Put it in backwards. But I don't. Sometimes the worst thing is you got to feel the feels. You just got to go through it when you're ready to. Don't let anybody else tell you. What? Your mom is saying what? Let me talk to her about that. Okay? She wants to comfort you. Okay? She wants to be the one talking to you like this. She doesn't have that kind of... She just wants to fix everything. Your mom is a fixer. Okay? They want to take your pain, put it in a little ball, and throw it away. They don't want to have to tell you it's going to hurt for a while. And that you got to work your way through it. Because she just wants to protect you and take it all away. Your mother is exactly the kind of person that will rewrite history. Okay? She will forget every argument and fight the two of them ever had. And that's why I'm here. No, I won't let her whitewash your aunt's memory any more than I'd let your aunt whitewash your mother's. They were people. Don't take away the humanity, you know, and turn them into saints they never were. That doesn't help anybody, you know, and it doesn't make for laughter, you know. I always say, you know, some of the best laughs we had were discussing some of the arguments we had. Your aunt and I could argue about the color of the sky some days. But if I needed her, she was there. When she got her diagnosis, I was right beside her, and so was your mom, okay? And you got to remember, your mom is grieving her sister. So am I. We're also grieving for you. You know, we're kind of grieving twice because we see how much pain someone we love is in. So instead of everybody going off and dealing with their own pain, let's get together tonight and have dinner. We'll make all your aunt's favorite foods. I know, even the green bean casserole. We'll make it. I know. And we'll eat it. And we'll laugh about how she would burn it every Christmas. Maybe we'll even scorch it a little bit. What do you think? I think that's an excellent idea. And, you know, we'll have a toast to her. And I think I can talk your mom into letting you have some wine. Leave it to me. But yeah, we can do that, you know, and that way we're grieving together. And your aunt would like nothing more than to know she brought us together. It's so hard to grieve, but it will get better. It will, honey. Oh, honey, you will get happy again, I promise. I'm sorry it's happening right at the end of the school year. I know you guys always took a summer trip together. I know. And I'm not going to try to take that at place. I wouldn't. I know. But maybe you could. She loved how you painted. Where were you going to go this summer? Woo! Fancy pants McRich McGee over here. Why don't you paint a picture of Italy and think about her being there? I bet you your artistic talent will just flow. Let her be your inspiration. I'm so glad you love that idea. Or write an adventure story. There's so many things you can do to capture that feeling with her. You know? I promise you, it will get better. honest. Oh, hon, it's so hard growing up, I know. I have a secret for you. Come closer. It's hard when you're grown up, too. None of us want to deal with stuff. Is it helping at all? Okay. Why don't we go upstairs and I'll make you a nice cup of hot chocolate. Yes, I will put vanilla in it for you, just like you always like. Hey, I love you. And I value you. And I honor you. And I'm very, very, very glad that you were born